Exodus 33. And the Lord said unto Moses, Depart, and go up hence, thou and the people which thou hast brought up out of the land of Egypt, unto the land which I swear unto Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, saying, Unto thy seed will I give it. And I will send an angel before thee, and I will drive out the Canaanite, the Amorite, and the Hittite, and the Perizzite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite, unto a land flowing with milk and honey. For I will not go up in the midst of thee, for thou art a stiff-necked people, lest I consume thee in the way. And when the people heard these evil tidings, they mourned, and no man did put on him his ornaments. For the Lord had said unto Moses, Say unto the children of Israel, Ye are a stiff-necked people. I will come up in the midst of thee in a moment, and consume thee. Therefore now put off thy ornaments from thee, that I may know what to do unto thee. And the children of Israel stripped themselves of their ornaments by the Mount Horeb. And Moses took the tabernacle and pitched it without the camp, afar off from the camp, and called it the tabernacle of the congregation. And it came to pass that every one which sought the Lord went out unto the tabernacle of the congregation, which was without the camp. And it came to pass, when Moses went out unto the tabernacle, that all the people rose up and stood, every man at his tent door, and looked after Moses until he was gone into the tabernacle. And it came to pass that as Moses entered into the tabernacle, the cloudy pillar descended and stood at the door of the tabernacle, and the Lord talked with Moses. And all the people saw the cloudy pillar stand at the tabernacle door, and all the people rose up and worshipped, every man in his tent door. And the Lord spake unto Moses face to face, as a man speaketh unto his friend. And he turned again into the camp, but his servant Joshua, the son of Nun, a young man, departed not out of the tabernacle. And Moses said unto the Lord, See, thou sayest unto me, Bring up this people, and thou hast not let me know whom thou wilt send with me. Yet thou hast said, I know thee by name, and thou hast also found grace in my sight. Now therefore I pray thee, if I have found grace in thy sight, shew me now thy way, that I may know thee, that I may find grace in thy sight, and consider that this nation is thy people. And he said, My presence shall go with thee, and I will give thee rest. And he said unto him, If thy presence go not with me, carry us not up hence. For wherein shall it be known here that I and thy people have found grace in thy sight? Is it not in that thou goest with us? So shall we be separated, I and thy people, from all the people that are upon the face of the earth. And the Lord said unto Moses, I will do this thing also that thou hast spoken, for thou hast found grace in my sight, and I know thee by name. And he said, I beseech thee, show me thy glory. And he said, I will make all my goodness pass before thee, and I will proclaim the name of the Lord before thee, and I will be gracious to whom I will be gracious, and will shew mercy on whom I will shew mercy. And he said, Thou canst not see my face, for there shall no man see me and live. And the Lord said, Behold, there is a place by me, and thou shalt stand upon a rock. And it shall come to pass, while my glory passeth by, that I will put thee in a cleft of the rock, and will cover thee with my hand while I pass by. And I will take away mine hand, and thou shalt see my back parts, but my face shall not be seen. This is one of those chapters which we think, pretty sure, was modified by some person at some point to try and make some correction to something they thought was right. It says, that no man can see my face, otherwise he's going to die. But just a couple of chapters ago, we're reading, and God talked with Moses face to face as a man talking to his friend. And the same thing happened with Moses and Aaron and the 70 of the 70 of the elders of Israel. We've had these things happen. So that part doesn't make any sense. And the part about putting the hand in front of the cleft and the rock and all the rest of it, just one of those things. Every once in a while there's something there that just, we're going to have to wait until the resurrection, folks, and we can ask, who did this? Did you guys think about this before you did this? We'll find out then, but probably not before then, because it's just too long ago for us to actually investigate it. It would require personal revelation in order to get all the understanding about it. And I'm trying to do as much as I can just strictly from the scriptures that were here and bring in as little other stuff as possible, but it's necessary sometimes that we have some other things. One thing here, and I've had several people ask about this, the tent was not the tabernacle. That wasn't even built yet. Moses got the instruction for it, but it hadn't been built. This was the tent that Moses had where he met with God. And so the tabernacle, this wasn't the tabernacle. And time, there's a lot of things in here that are written that make that require a thought process of what message are we actually getting here. And sometimes it's very simple to make a jump that we think it makes when it doesn't. And so it just is a tent. And we know that the tabernacle wasn't a tent. But not everybody thinks about it quite that same way. So basically, Moses took a tent, took it outside the camp. Anybody that wanted to talk to God, needed some communion, needed whatever, would go there. Moses would go there. People would rise up and they would see Moses going, and they would see the cloudy pillar come down in front of the doorway of the tent. Moses would go in. That was the sanctifying thing, that they could see that, yes, Moses was talking to God. And I'm sure the Lord did that for a very, very simple reason. Look at people. I told them to come up to me on the mountain privately so we could have some face-to-face, as friend-to-friend communication. And he's up here getting that messages for you, getting those messages for you. And what do you say? We don't know where he is. He's gone. And you're going to start with the golden calf. So now I'll tell you what, folks. We're going to have a tent just outside the camp. And Moses isn't going to come up the mountain anymore. We're not going to take chances you're going to do something stupid all over again. So you want to know whether or not God is talking to me? You stand in the doorway of your tent. You watch him walk out to this tent he's pitched outside of the camp. The cloudy pillar will come and stand in the door. That is how you're going to know that he and I are talking. What a very kind, wise, loving Heavenly Father we have to try and make sure that in our dumbness, we don't stay dumb forever.